a reaction video. I don't have the face cam on because it's really laggy. What should we watch?
I don't know. Just put scary or whatever.
I swear to God, I'm gonna freak out.
Oh my God, you're gonna freak out? Oh,
No. No. Okay.
Sure.
Holy snap!
Oh, I've seen those. So guys, we're watching
Scary video.
this guy.
Holy snap! I'm already scared.
Because you guys broke a window from the cabinet.
And we never did.
Yeah.
No, we never did.
Guys, wait,
It's
guys.
just a prank.
No, when you guys slammed the door.
No.
You guys slammed the door.
No, bro. I'm gonna go check. Watch this.
You guys are in trouble.
Check.
Sure we did.
Watch.
Sure we did.
Your parents are calling the cops already.
Sure we did.
Look, you see?
Sure we did.
You see?
Sure we did.
You see?
Sure we did.
You see? They already went to go pick up the glass.
Sure we did.
Sure we did. Look.
Sure we did.
Exactly. Let's just. No, I know you were with him, so you're not gonna play with him.
Yeah, sure we did.
Yeah, sure. Pancho.
Okay, then I'm gonna tell your parents that you guys don't have a car.
Hey, wow. Go ahead. Go tell them. Like we're scared or something.
Who said that?
I did. Okay? Yeah.
You want me to call Javier?
What I do? I didn't do anything.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Aren't you searching nasty stuff on the phone?
Nope.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm searching scary videos.
Let me see.
I'm recording it right now. Look, I'm recording it. I could pause the video and I could show you what I just did. Exactly.
Okay, muchacho.
Wait, what?
See, look, scary videos. Exactly.
He just wants to see Greek movie.
Exactly. No, he was searching. No, on his tablet it popped up the.
And like if we're thinking,
Okay, we're just gonna.
And I was just like, oh my God, what the hell?
Okay, let's just.
Not interested.
I'm gonna tell your parents.
I knew it.
Let's just look. That looks like not real.
That looks fake.
Exactly, I can Photoshop it. That's not real. Let's just watch some.
Yeah, let's watch something real.
Wow, look at this. Look it. I'm gonna take a screenshot. Oh, hold up, sorry.
So we got interrupted by someone.
Okay.
So wait.
Look, I took a screenshot. Watch this. Check. Look. Check. Sorry.
So
Look, right there.
what?
Look. Those are big people, like with long legs.
Dude, did you know that before there were big people that they were so tall that a human could just walk through them? Oh, I'm not kidding. That's in a Greek myth. Like it's kind of a myth.
Let's watch Greek myths. Greek myths.
We should watch that scary stuff because if not, you're going to get nightmares, aren't you? Like,
Oh, let's watch the real story about Cinderella.
wait,
Oh, yeah. Let's watch it. No, it's not.
He was Frankie knows, right? Yeah.
Cinderella.
About Charlie.
No, bro.
No, that's scary.
Okay, let's go.
Cinderella, night and day, it's Cinderella. Make the fire, fix the breakfast, wash the dishes, do the mopping. I'll bet you can't guess what my favorite movie was growing up. Cinderella. I didn't give you time to guess.
This is just like the real story is weird.
Children have been enjoying this fairy tale for generations.
The real story is weird because like, oh my God, you guys, we're gonna talk, but you might hear us. But you wanna watch this video? Don't give me any strikes or copyright. I'm pausing it right here, and we're gonna talk so you can.
However,
Okay,
the
let's
original story wasn't so child-friendly.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I will elaborate. It starts off with Cinderella murdering her abusive stepmother so that her father will marry the much nicer housekeeper, who turns out to be way worse.
Oh my my
Not see
goodness.
that coming.
Also,
Then the
some
housekeeper's
guys-
daughters move in. Cinderella's father loses all interest in her, and he dies, I think, probably. And she has to do chores. And that's a nightmare right there. Fast forward a little bit, Cinderella meets a prince, falls in love, and then she loses a shoe because the prince poured sticky stuff on the stairs so she couldn't escape. But she does, because Cinderella is a gangster. There's no putting her down. Hang on, I like it when she falls in love. Right there. See that? She just fell in love. Get it, girl. Remember that part in the movie where the Duke is sent on a kingdom-wide search to find the girl whose foot fits in the glass slipper? That's towards the end of the movie. Yeah, that guy. Well, in the original version, the evil stepsisters cut off parts of their own feet so they could get inside of it.
They were too fake. Like, you could already
Gross.
see
Like, how good-looking must this prince have been to warrant hacking off parts of your own feet just to be with him? Oh. Yeah. I mean, if given the opportunity, I would not take it because I don't like dudes. I like girls. Now, Cinderella, I would love to get a piece of that. She's a cartoon. I'm not attracted to cartoons. Or Channing
This
Tatum.
one did, like, this guy walked inside of this abandoned school, and he walked inside of this.
like with these
this-
long legs and stuff.
And then, yeah, and then there was this one that this guy walked inside of a classroom, like an abandoned school with the classroom. He walked in, and then there was this girl sitting in the corner, and you could just hear like a big growl out of her mouth. You could already tell.
Eventually, Cinderella is reunited with her prince, and her stepsisters said they better start being nice to the new queen. But Cinderella's animal friends see right through that, so a bunch of birds peck their eyes out at Cinderella's wedding. Bibbidi? Boo!
I remember.
Yeah.
Oh, I do not like that original story. Okay, guys, that was the original story. The real story behind the popular Disney movie. Oh, I like the richest stuff.
We all know that Disney has made some very popular and entertaining animated films over the years. What many of you don't know is that these original storylines are often so gruesome or deal with content so inappropriate for children that Disney alters the material to make it kid-friendly. Disney movies based on R-rated stories.
It's kind of like
The Jungle Book. The original Jungle Book was written by Rudyard Kipling, someone not known to have a positive Disney-esque outlook on the world. If you read Kipling's short story, Letting in the Jungle, you'd probably come away wondering why it isn't called the Jungle Massacre. That's because, unlike the film where humans and wild animals become friends and Mowgli returns to the civilization, the original material sees a path of destruction and death. In Kipling's version, Mowgli returns to the village, but the villagers chase him out. He then teams up with Hathi, the elephant, to be a lot angrier and more vengeful than one Disney creates. Together, and with an other jungle animals, they swoop down onto the village, destroying it. The Lion. Anyone who has read Shakespeare's Hamlet knows the strong similarities it has with the Lion King. A jealous uncle kills the king to gain power, and the son ends up getting revenge in the end. The two stories share that general similarity. However, where Disney had to stray from the original storyline was in the number of people that murdered. You see, Hamlet is not a happy story. Hamlet, unlike Simba, doesn't singing Hakuna Matata, but instead goes about life in a depressed, near-suicidal state. When Simba's father reappears as a ghost, he tells Simba to take his proper place as king. When Hamlet's murdered father reappears as a ghost, he instructs his son to exact vengeance. If the Lion King had followed the story faithfully, kids everywhere would have looked on in horror as basically everyone was murdered, poisoned, and killed off. It gives a whole new meaning to the phrase, circle of life. Snow White. We all know how the Disney classic goes, right? In a nutshell, Snow White takes a bite of an apple, falls into a long sleep, and gets saved by a prince. The dwarfs chase the evil queen up a mountain, and she ends up falling to her death. The actual Brothers Grimm story is a little darker, and has a more sadistic twist in the end. The queen does try to kill Snow White, not just once, but 3 times. After the prince inadvertently saves Snow White from choking on an apple, they decide to get married. The two invite the evil queen where they exact a Game of Thrones-style revenge. At the wedding, the queen is forced to put on a pair of red-hot iron shoes and then made to dance until she dies. Tangled. We all know this version of Rapunzel, which sees the main character possess both magical hair and tears, which can extend life and save those who are mortally injured. This Disney version is cleaner and less horrifying than the Brothers Grimm original, which had Rapunzel letting down more than her hair to interested passersby. In fact, she doesn't even have magical hair. Nonetheless, when a prince who is in love with her is tricked into believing Rapunzel is dead, he throws himself from the tower. Fortunately, there's a shrub to break his fall. Unfortunately, the thorns of the shrub gouge out his eyes and he is forced to blindly wander the forest for years until Rapunzel shows up and heals his eyes with her magical tears. The Little Mermaid. If you followed Disney films in the late 80s and into the 90s, then you are familiar with The Little Mermaid. Ariel, the mermaid, did see a prince and did make a deal to get legs which cost her voice. This part is just like the movie. Where the book differs is the deal Ariel will die if she can't get the prince to marry her. As an added bonus, the price of having human legs is that every step Ariel takes causes excruciating pain. In the end, Ariel is told she can be a mermaid again if she kills the prince. Not a total psychopath, she opts to commit suicide and turns into nothing more than sea foam. Mulan. When Disney released Mulan in 1998, we watched as a young girl pretended to be a boy so she would go to war. Of course, she is discovered and kicked out, but saves the day at the Emperor's palace and ends up living
We're watching some.
happily ever after with a general. Then there's the real version of Mulan, originally written in 5 AD and adapted over the centuries. In the original, Mulan returns home from war to find the world has changed. To make a long story short, she is basically forced to become a prostitute for the new ruler. Finally, with her life, Mulan doesn't end up with the general film, but commits suicide in a very un-Disney ending. Cinderella. Unless you've come from another planet, there's almost no way that you don't know the storyline to this crystal slipper wearing character. In fact, there are 2 previous Cinderella stories, which are both a bit more gruesome than the Disney classic. One version, written in the 17th century, sees Cinderella kill her evil stepmother by slamming the lid of a chest on her throat, which breaks her neck. If that's not enough, you only need to look at the Brothers Grimm classic, which sees the wicked stepsisters chopping off parts of their feet to fit them in the shoes. When their trickery is uncovered, those cute little birds that follow Cinderella around, well, they swoop down and peck out the evil stepsisters' eyes. The Hunchback of Notre Dame. If you pick up a copy of The Hunchback of Notre Dame hoping to read the same story you saw on screen thanks to Disney, don't get your hopes up. Victor Hugo, the author of the story, wasn't in a very Disney mood when he wrote about Quasimodo. Hugo's story sees an Esmeralda with some looser morals and a less than chivalrous Phoebus. Additionally, when Frollo frames Esmeralda for murder, Quasimodo just watches as she's executed. Filled with rage, the hunchback throws Frollo off the church tower before he proceeds to crawl into Esmeralda's grave and curl up with her corpse. We can't really understand why Disney didn't want to go with this heartwarming version. Peter Pan. Yes, the story of a lovable boy who never grows up and teaches other kids to fly while the whole time having a great adventure. That's the story we all know, isn't it? According to J.M. Barrie's original story, Peter is a bit different. The hero story comes off as more of a homicidal maniac who revels in killing pirates and chopping off Captain Hook's hand. It is also strongly insinuated that Peter's murderous ways end there. The Lost Boys of Neverland are bound by the rule that no one is allowed to grow up, so when they get too old, the narrator states that Peter must thin them out, probably in a manner fit more for the than for a Disney kids film.
Oh my goodness.
Thanks for watching. We hope this video made you sad. Here's some other videos.
Look at what happened to this one. Oh no.
Let's watch scary stories.
Okay, let me end it here.